Stop scrolling for a moment, because if your life feels dry, delayed, confusing, or painfully silent right now, this message may reveal what God is doing behind the scenes. You may feel as though you have entered a wilderness season where opportunities have disappeared, finances have become uncertain, relationships have changed, and the prayers you once spoke with confidence now seem to echo back without an answer. But stay with me until the end, because the wilderness is not always evidence that God has abandoned you. Sometimes it is the clearest sign that He is preparing you for a level of blessing, responsibility, and abundance that your former mindset could not carry. What feels like punishment may actually be preparation. What feels like rejection may be divine protection. What feels like a closed door may be God redirecting you toward the opportunity that truly belongs to you. Before God increases what is in your hands, He often strengthens what is inside your heart. He develops your patience, corrects your priorities, exposes unhealthy attachments, and teaches you to depend on His wisdom rather than your emotions. You may be asking God for financial freedom, a successful business, a better job, a debt-free life, or enough resources to provide for your family and bless others. Yet God is not only concerned with getting wealth to you, He also wants to develop the character, discipline, humility, and wisdom required to manage that wealth, without allowing it to control you. That is why this season feels slower than you expected. God may be building the foundation before He releases the increase. He may be teaching you to budget, save, learn, prepare, work with excellence, and remain faithful with small opportunities before larger doors begin to open. Do not despise these hidden lessons, because the habits you develop in the wilderness may protect the blessings you receive in your promised season. If this message is speaking directly to you, comment, "God is preparing me," because your declaration may encourage someone else who is struggling to believe. And take a moment to like this video so this message can reach another person who feels forgotten. The wilderness may be uncomfortable, but it is not empty. God can use it to remove distractions, sharpen your vision, and reveal ideas that could eventually create new income, new connections, and new possibilities. You are not being buried, you are being planted. Seeds grow in dark places before anyone sees evidence of life. In the same way, God may be growing your faith, wisdom, and capacity in private before He allows your breakthrough to become visible in public. Do not compare your hidden season with someone else's harvest. Their testimony is not proof that you have been overlooked. Your path is different because your assignment is different. Keep praying, keep preparing, and keep taking responsible action. Update your resume, develop your skills, organize your finances, finish the project you have been delaying, and ask God to guide every decision. Faith is not passive waiting. Faith is trusting God while preparing for the door you have been praying for. Stay until the end of this video, because we will pray for renewed strength, financial wisdom, divine opportunities, and the courage to keep moving forward. Your wilderness season does not have the final word. God may be using this very chapter to prepare the testimony, prosperity, peace, and purpose that will define your next season. One of the most painful things about a wilderness season is watching certain people, plans, habits, and opportunities disappear from your life without fully understanding why. You may have prayed for God to restore something, only to see it move even farther away. You may have asked Him to preserve a relationship, reopen a door, but instead, everything seemed to fall apart. Yet what appears to be loss may actually be divine separation. God knows that not everything connected to your past is qualified to follow you into your future. Some relationships were built around the wounded version of you, the fearful version of you, or the version of you who constantly needed approval. As God heals your heart and expands your vision, those connections may no longer fit the person you are becoming. This does not mean everyone who leaves is evil, and it does not mean every ending is punishment. Sometimes a person's assignment in your life has simply been completed. Sometimes God allows distance because continued access would create distraction, confusion, or unnecessary delay. You cannot carry yesterday's weight while trying to enter tomorrow's promise. God may also be removing habits that have quietly blocked your progress. He may be exposing impulsive spending, procrastination, negative thinking, unhealthy comparison, or the desire to become successful without developing discipline. You asked Him for financial increase, but He may first be teaching you how to control what leaves your hands. You asked for a larger opportunity, but He may first be correcting the way you manage your time, your energy, and your current responsibilities. God does not expose these areas to shame you. He reveals them because He loves you too much to let hidden weaknesses destroy visible blessings. A new level of provision requires a new level of stewardship. Greater influence requires stronger character. More wealth requires deeper wisdom, because money can magnify whatever already exists within a person. If your foundation is fear, abundance may increase anxiety. If your foundation is pride, success may create isolation. But when God builds your life on faith, humility, generosity, and self-control, the blessing can become a tool for purpose rather than a trap. This is why the removal process matters. God is clearing away what would compete with your calling. He is breaking your dependence on people who were never meant to become your source. He is teaching you that your security does not come from one employer, one client, one relationship, or one financial opportunity. Those things can be channels, but God remains your ultimate provider and guide. If you feel Him separating you from an old pattern, do not keep running back simply because it feels familiar. Familiar does not always mean fruitful. Some doors feel comfortable because you have remained behind them for too long. But comfort can become a cage when God is calling you forward. Ask yourself honestly, what am I trying to carry that God is asking me to release? Is it resentment, fear, a scarcity mindset, an unhealthy attachment, or a plan that no longer produces peace? If this message is speaking to your heart, comment, God, remove what is blocking my blessing. Let that declaration become your act of surrender today. Do not panic when your circle becomes smaller, when your priorities change, or when you no longer feel connected to the things that once satisfied you. God may be making room for wiser relationships, healthier opportunities, stronger financial habits, and a purpose-driven season of growth. Release what He is removing, remain faithful in the process, and trust that empty space is not always evidence of absence. Sometimes it is the sacred space where God is preparing to place something better. God is not only preparing abundance for you, He is preparing you for abundance. There is a difference between receiving a blessing and having the wisdom to preserve it. Many people pray for more money, greater opportunities, a successful business, or a life of financial freedom, but they never ask God to develop the discipline required to manage those things well. This wilderness season may be teaching you that prosperity is not simply about how much enters your hands. It is also about what you do with what has already been placed there. God may be showing you where money has been leaking through impulsive decisions, unnecessary spending, poor planning, or the pressure to impress people. He is not revealing these things to condemn you. He is correcting them, because He wants the blessings of your next season to become a lasting foundation, rather than a temporary experience. Abundance without wisdom can disappear quickly, but abundance managed with faith, patience, and discipline can bless generations. This is the season to become intentional, create a budget, organize your bills, reduce unnecessary expenses, and begin saving something, even when the amount feels small. Do not underestimate the spiritual power of being faithful with little. Every responsible decision tells God that you are preparing your hands to carry more. You may not have everything you desire yet, but you can honor what you have today. Take care of your home, protect your health, use your time wisely, and complete the work already in front of you. God often watches how we manage the ordinary before entrusting us with the extraordinary. If this message is speaking to you, comment, I am ready to manage God's blessings wisely. Let that declaration remind you that you are no longer living carelessly or allowing fear to control your financial decisions. You are becoming a faithful steward. Remember that divine provision does not always arrive as unexpected money. Sometimes God sends an idea that can become a source of income. Sometimes He sends a person who offers wisdom, a connection that opens a door, or an opportunity that initially looks too small to matter. Do not reject humble beginnings. The business that changes your family's future may begin with one customer. The career breakthrough you have been praying for may begin with one class, one application, or one conversation. The financial restoration you desire may begin with one disciplined choice repeated consistently. Ask God to give you eyes to recognize provision in every form. Then combine prayer with preparation. Learn the skills your next opportunity will require. Study your field, seek wise counsel, and avoid shortcuts that promise instant wealth without honesty, patience, or effort. God's blessing does not need deception to succeed. What He builds in your life will align with integrity, peace, and purpose. Press the like button if you believe God is developing you for greater things. And share this video with someone who is praying for a financial breakthrough. Your support may help this message reach a person who is close to giving up. Most importantly, understand that God wants to bless you so that you can become a blessing. Wealth is not merely about comfort. It can provide security for your family, create opportunities for others, support meaningful work, and bring hope to people in need. Therefore, do not only pray, God, give me more. Pray, God, make me trustworthy with more. When your character, habits, and vision are aligned with His purpose, You will be able to receive abundance without losing your peace, your humility, or your faith. This season is teaching you how to hold what you once only knew how to ask for. Perhaps the hardest part of your wilderness season is not the financial pressure, the closed doors, or the uncertainty about tomorrow. Perhaps the hardest part is the silence. You have prayed, waited, remained faithful, and asked God for direction, yet nothing seems to be changing. You watch other people receive opportunities while you continue waiting. You hear their testimonies while wondering when your own breakthrough will arrive. In moments like these, it can feel as though God has forgotten your name. But divine silence does not mean divine absence. God may be doing some of his deepest work in you when you cannot see or feel anything happening around you. He is building a faith that does not depend on your bank balance, your job title, your business results, or the approval of other people. Anyone can praise God when every bill is paid, every door is open, and every plan is succeeding. But mature faith continues to trust him when the numbers do not make sense, when the answer is delayed, and when the next step has not yet been revealed. This kind of faith cannot be purchased with money because it is developed through experience. It is formed in the quiet moments when you choose peace over panic, obedience over desperation, and patience over shortcuts. If you are still trusting God in the silence, comment, "Even in the silence, I will trust God." Let that declaration become a reminder that your circumstances will not control your faith. Money is an important resource, but it was never meant to become the foundation of your identity or security. Jobs can change, markets can shift, clients can leave, and people can break their promises. But God can still reveal another path, another idea, or another opportunity. He may provide through a door you never expected to open. Yet trusting God does not mean doing nothing while you wait. Faith-filled waiting is active. Continue applying for opportunities, developing your skills, organizing your finances, and completing the work already in front of you. Make the phone call, send the proposal, update your resume, launch the small project, and seek wise guidance. Pray before every major decision, but do not allow fear to disguise itself as patience. God may be waiting for you to take the responsible step that is already within your reach. At the same time, refuse dishonest shortcuts and promises of instant wealth. A blessing built through integrity will bring peace, but success gained through deception can become another wilderness. Press the like button if you believe God is strengthening your faith through this season, and share this video with someone who feels discouraged by his silence. Your small action could become the encouragement they need today. The silence is teaching you that you can survive without the things you once believed you needed. It is showing you that your confidence can remain steady even before the financial breakthrough appears. When your next season arrives, you will not worship the blessing because you will already know the one who carried you before it came. You will handle abundance with humility because you remember what it felt like to have little. You will use your resources with purpose because the wilderness taught you their true value. God is not wasting this quiet chapter. He is creating within you a faith, strength, and inner peace that prosperity can support but money could never buy. Your wilderness is not your permanent address, and this difficult chapter is not the conclusion of your story. One day, you will look back at the nights you cried, the doors that closed, the money you had to stretch, and the prayers you whispered when nobody else could hear you. And you will finally understand that God was carrying you through every moment. The season that made you question your future will become the testimony that strengthens someone else's faith. You will be able to say, "I did not know how I would survive, but God made a way. I did not see the opportunity coming, but he opened the right door. I thought I was losing everything, but he was teaching me how to build something stronger." Your breakthrough may not begin with a dramatic miracle that everyone can see. It may begin quietly with a new idea, an unexpected phone call, a helpful connection, a small business opportunity, a job interview, or the wisdom to make one decision differently. Never underestimate a small beginning guided by God. One opportunity can change the direction of your finances. One disciplined habit can begin breaking a cycle of debt. One courageous step can place you in the room where your next door opens. God can use what appears ordinary to create extraordinary change. If you believe your wilderness is preparing your testimony, comment, "My breakthrough is coming." Write it with faith, not because you know exactly when or how everything will change, but because you trust that your current circumstances do not have the final word. Press the like button as an act of agreement, and share this message with someone who is walking through a season of uncertainty. Your encouragement may remind them that they are not alone. Remember, when God brings you into a season of greater provision, do not forget the lessons you learned when resources were limited. Continue managing your money wisely. Remain humble when opportunities increase. Be generous when you are able to help others. And never allow success to pull your heart away from the one who guided you through the wilderness. The purpose of abundance is not simply to display wealth. It is to create stability, serve your family, support meaningful work, bless people in need, and fulfill the assignment God has placed on your life. You will not leave this season empty-handed. You will leave with stronger faith, clearer vision, deeper wisdom, and greater appreciation for every blessing. You will understand which relationships are genuine, which habits protect your future, and which opportunities align with your purpose. The wilderness did not destroy you. It developed you. It taught you to pray when you could not see an answer, to prepare when no door was visible, and to remain faithful when progress felt painfully slow. Before this video ends, let us agree in prayer. Father, strengthen every person listening today. Restore their hope, give them wisdom, and guide them toward honest opportunities that bring peace and provision. Help them manage every resource faithfully, overcome fear, and recognize the doors you are opening. Bring stability to their homes, direction to their work, and courage to their hearts. Turn their pain into purpose, their waiting into preparation, and their wilderness into a testimony of your faithfulness. If you receive this prayer, comment, "Amen, I am ready for my next season." Subscribe to the channel and stay connected with this community of faith, because your story is not ending in lack, confusion, or defeat. You are moving forward with wisdom, discipline, hope, and the confidence that God can transform even the hardest season into the foundation of a powerful breakthrough.